Hello, audience. Hope you're doing good. Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. I want to talk about something quite important, the difference between stubbornness and resilience. And as a gentleman, that's one of the most important things to understand. Because sometimes men think that uh, not to give up on something is an indication of manliness, yet not knowing what they stand for, whether it's right or wrong, and they are stubborn to stick because they think that's the manly thing to do, to stick to your belief without even, first of all, doing a due diligence to figure out if what they stand for is actually right or wrong, or even if in the right direction of life. And that's the result in somebody creating a structure in life which is absolute shit for people to live under. You know, tyrannical father, so to speak. Okay, tyrannical father is very stubborn on all the things that are wrong. And so then there's a certain type of, for example, energy that they receive an attraction, which they never deserve. They shouldn't receive that energy and attraction from a woman or woman. A man that stands for tyranny, and basically it's just pure ego. There's the more tyrannical the man is, the less there's a soul. Yet it does have a certain type of attraction, and it does receive certain type of energy because all masculine force needs energy. But it feeds on the corrupt feminine energy. So the whole world of that tyrannical domination and this corrupt submission is, all of this is deranged. Okay, and as a man, you always have to fight against it. You can never be controlled by external matrix of illusions. You always have to fight that and discover the truth from inside, from within. And only then you can stand for something. Okay? That's resilience. You're being resilient about something that is a way of life, the law, the nature. Okay? It's actually what's the most natural thing. And even though it may take a lot of guts to do this, a lot of courage to do this, yet you have the universe behind your back. Yes, you lose support from the matrix. Matrix, another word for it is mother. 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 Matter, mother, matrix. They're all one meaning. And this one is a devouring mother. This one does not want you to be in bliss. This one wants to fucking eat you. Okay? So that's what will happen to any man who follows this structure of matrix. You'll be eaten alive. So it's not like you have a choice. You know what I'm saying? You have to fight. There's no other choice. Suffering is not an option, of course. So that's the difference between being stubborn and resilient. Anybody who's stubborn and doesn't want to change when it's time to change, and they think that they're manly, they're just idiots. They will learn their lessons, because all that tyrannical structure that has been built and all this injustice that people have tried to hold on to because they got away with some injustice and they're holding on to, because now, they feel like that little power, but it's not power, it's ego. And they're stubborn on it because they feel like there's, let's say, that's all going to collapse. The judgment day. It's so why not make things right before that comes? Because when that fucking comes, there will not be any kind of considerations. It's going to clear cut, like with the katana sword. It's like time is up. And so everybody's going to be weighed. Everybody's going to be weighed. And you better be on the right side. You better be on the right side. Because, you got away with it for a little bit. And but it's all temporary. It's all going to collapse. That's just the way it works, man. Like, if you have any kind of brain, you will see that happening. All ego structures are doomed to collapse. They're not sustainable. Okay, this is why everybody's talking about sustainability. But even if you want to be sustainable in your family, want to be sustainable in your household, with your friends, with everything, you got to be yourself sustainable first. So you got to become resilient and let go of being stubborn fool. And listen to the benevolent father and tell the tyrannical father to fuck off. Because that leads to death and destruction. So and it's harder to be resilient. It's easier to be stubborn. But just as sure as the sun rises and sets, just as sure the ego collapse is imminent. Okay? And stay resilient. And resilience is you found some truth within yourself, you find some truth within your heart, and it's not like you can do anything about it. You got to represent it. You got to stand for it. Somebody has to stand for it. You see what I'm saying? You find some justice in your heart, but somebody has to stand for it. It doesn't mean that you go out there and lose your head and become an animal, but you stand for it. That is serious. That's not a joke. I always say, some things are sacred, everything else is a joke. This is not a joke. Because suffering is not a joke. I mean, if if you laugh during the suffering, that's not healthy. That's insane. That's madness. That's not health. So, the truth and love is the way out of suffering. You cannot abandon the truth. You cannot abandon the justice. You gotta do what's right if you want to be set free, or suffer the consequences. And that's not me or my opinion. It's just the way of life. That's the way everything's been coded to be. So anyway, you want to find your manhood, find it in resilience, and stand for something that is just, that came from your heart. Don't give up on that. The thing is that you can never give up on that. You may give up in one moment. You may give up in one battle, But it will always come back. It will always come back. It will never leave you alone until you stand for it. You gotta stand for the truth that's in your heart. Even if you refuse it in this lifetime, in next lifetime is gonna come back. There's no way out of this. There absolutely no way out of this. You gotta drop the stubbornness and become resilient. And resilience is the antidote for other people's stubbornness. Stubbornness may have a support of the matrix, of this mechanical way of things, right? Because if you belong to the matrix and if you do the things the way everybody does in the matrix, then you kind of get away with it. But dude, you're in the same fucking boat that's gonna sink. You're in the Titanic. And everybody expects for it not to sink. But it will. I don't want to sound like a like I don't know how do you even call that person. I'm not giving you here like a gospel, But I'm saying that there are certain principles in life that you gotta follow. Test them out too, don't believe me. I always say don't believe me, test them out. See what happens if you stand up for it, right? What if you need to put your life on the line? But you need to put your life on the line, but you don't give in into someone's stubbornness and the wrong way of life. You see, you stay resilient. Now, of course, you can be stubborn. There's an immature masculinity where they're just like stubborn on something that they're not supposed to defend at all. But they're just stubborn on something in order to get away with injustice. That's not what I'm talking about. That you need to fucking let it go. You need to man the fuck up. But I'm talking about the resilience, the truth that you figured it out, you found it within yourself. This is right. It resonates in every inch of your bone. Okay, I'm being a little bit maybe like I'm trying to be as precise as possible and not be ambiguous about it. In this moment, right now, this year and next year, this is going to be all about that. It's going to filter out the resilient from the stubborn. The stubborn are going to go to hell. In fact, I don't want to sound like it, but dude, suffering, okay? Let's just keep it real, okay? That's what's going to happen then. But at the same time, the good news is that there's a new freaking world is being born, that all the men who are going to stand up for the resilience and truth, they're going to live a true successful life, blissful life, that every second and every moment is enjoyable and success keeps growing and growing and growing, and it doesn't have these, it's not like a drug. Like in that world, it's like a drug. You get the success, you get a little fucking relief, and then you're sick again and need another hit. You see? So if it resonates, man, I know that there are 10 people are listening to me, but it doesn't matter. If one person listens to this and it resonates and makes some difference and start moving in the right direction as a man, that will affect somebody else in their life, that will affect somebody else's life. And so this is why I don't need a big audience to communicate the truth. I kind of like it that way, actually. Um, and not a lot of people live on the side of truth. And I just want to prove to everybody that living on the side of truth is the best that you can do, and it's totally possible. And you can live a life in the right way, and that's actually the best way of life. And I'm creating the lifestyle that it's the best. That's how you. That's what's supposed to be here, you know. And and getting rid of anybody in my life who still are standing on the side of injustice. Um, everybody has a chance. I always give people a chance to come clean. But if they don't, the wrath of God is their destiny. And if you wrong me, I will always find a way to get back up. That's unquestionable. However, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the fence. That's all I have to say. Ah, resilience. That's the name of the game for this and next year. And now it's a time, you know that saying that good times breed weak men and the bad times breed strong men. Well, the bad times are happening and they're gonna keep on getting worse. And that's gonna weed out who's the real deal and who's just a fucking show. Peace. See you in the next one.